Okay, super good question. What happens if you multiply 3I by 3I?
Squared.
Yeah, you might think about that, right? I might wonder, like, is that 3i's maybe like 9i squared?
Because it'd be 3
What the hell does that mean? Right, like I means over 1 unit, right? So what's over 1 unit by over 1 unit?
Have to add another dimension.
I have no idea.
Wouldn't you just be multiplying for the magnitude? There would just be a longer vector, right?
No, that's scalar multiplication. Don't multiply vectors. You don't know how to do this.
Yeah, it's
So
scary.
there are exactly 4 places where multiplying vectors makes sense. One of them is the real numbers, which is a one-dimensional vector space. And it's super boring because scalar multiplication and vector multiplication are the same thing. The other one is the complex numbers, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But those are very special vectors, and they multiply together in a very special way. The other 2 are incredibly complicated and are not going to be something I'm going to talk to you about, unless you really, really want to hear it. If you really want to hear it on your own time, I will gladly tell you. Suffice it to say, this generally doesn't make any sense. Okay? So if you pull vectors out of a real-world problem, do not multiply them together. That's crazy. Because I really just don't know what this symbol should mean. And if I try to define it to mean something, everything else will fall apart. You guys cool with that?
Makes sense.
The answer would just be 9i instead of 9i squared.
No, the answer is don't multiply vectors. Yeah, this object doesn't make any sense.
Forbidden.
It just doesn't make sense. I don't know what the units would be. Right? It's supposed to be a push. It's supposed to be a force, right? A force by a force is like nonsensical.
But we can divide them.
No. You also can't divide vectors.
Okay.
You can multiply and divide vectors by scalars, but you cannot multiply or divide vectors together. You don't have a theory for that. Cool? Unless the vectors at hand happen to be complex numbers, in which case you can sort this out. Okay? But normal, everyday vectors do not work this way. Cool? Also, what other operation are you forbidden? Yeah, these are unlike terms, right? In fact, it doesn't even make sense for me to write this phrase, right? Because this is like some kind of a vector object, and this is some number. I don't even know how to put those in the same place, much less add them together. You guys see that? So don't multiply vectors. Also, don't add vectors and scalars. Cool? Not allowed.